I have to say one last thing, which is about the word narcaeology. Um, narcaeology, the idea of the word narcaeology popped into my head while I was wrestling with. At first, I wanted to call this spot the narc. Is it like the ring of it? And then spot the narc, and then I thought, well, that's or narc spotter. Narc spotter was a good one too. But the thing is that that's chasing. That's the primary seat of the primary thing in my attention is outward towards the narcissistic behaving people. And that takes yourself out of the primary seat. You've made yourself secondary in your own life immediately when you're going around preemptively trying to figure out all possible attacks that could come toward you, or every frame of mind that a person could have that would produce those attacks, in order to prepare yourself to defend yourself from them. When, as I've heard on another, her name's not coming to me right now, but she's wonderful. That's when your system is when your wet wiring is healthy and appropriate, the you that's flowing, first of all, doesn't attract the attacking people because they innately know that you don't have the buttons that are gonna hook, and so you're not responding to their bullshit in a hooked in a reactive way, so that they don't continue. You're not a fish on the line to them. They're concerned with the fish that will go for their lure, not the ones that just and secondly, when you're in the right frame, there's no defense necessary because the bullshit doesn't spark you. Like, it just becomes like noise, I think. So the whole spot the narc thing, I mean, it's amusing and interesting, certainly, and I'm an aspiring writer, and so it's fascinating in terms of writing villains, which I've started working on, and it's interesting in terms of giving characters like a fatal flaw. So it's interesting on that level, but in terms of chasing after possible dangers in order to protect myself, that's seeing yourself as weak and damageable, and that's putting yourself in a secondary position of within your own attention. So as I was thinking about, well, maybe I love the ring of those words. Maybe I hope somebody else uses them because I think they're hilarious. Spot the narc. But not appropriate really for what I want to be doing. Narcaeology is more, yes, we're we're sifting through the past. But it's very much acknowledged that these are shards, and you can't get the whole picture from the shards. But the sum of it that you can get can be used amazingly to look to your own future and use it to help you figure out what the healthy way is, and then go forward from there and say those people were those people, but that was an earlier culture. Those were earlier generations, and in a sense, those pottery shards are they're like, you can think of them as like broken links in a chain, and I like the idea of I like the idea of my part that I play in my family being the strongest link in the chain is the one that it can unbuckle itself and not just continue to be a continuation of the chain outside of its own volition, just because it's locked in. If I'm going to be a continuation of a system, I'd rather it be one of those links that has the threaded thing that you can open and close, so you can be in the chain, or if it's not the right time, then you can unbuckle from the chain and set the generations that come after you, who you love, free from the download, the snowball down the hill, downloading of the damaged software by sorting myself. And I think the sorting, the going through the backstories, it's fucking horrible. I've looked at a lot of awful behavior from people. I've seen, like Ernie Hudson in Ghostbusters. Your Honor, since I've been working with these guys, I've seen shit that would turn you white. I've seen some awful fucking behavior, and even though I know there are things like wars and slavery and seeing it firsthand and having to get my head around the fact that the person doesn't have to be doing that, and yet they're choosing to do it anyway, and that's a part of human nature too. So that was a world destroyer for me, and I don't need to go and re-destroy over and over again, saying, oh my god, can that really be true? Oh my god, can that really be? That's fucking true. There's awfulness in humans, as well as fairy tale goodness, as well as the good side that fairy tales want to show you. Fairy tales show you some fucking horrible things too, but I accept the reality of the awfulness, and I'm not going to grapple with it anymore. It's real, and I'm going to just accept that I've seen it. And I'm going to work on myself so that I can produce things, whether it's writing or personal interactions with people, or whether it's my own work that I make, whether it's ceramics, furniture, whatever. I can make things that are geared towards a positive, healthy kind of interaction, and that comes from a person, things that come from a person who is healthy and balanced and self-directed, and not a zombie person just passing on the virus or living in fear, self-abnegating, preemptive defensiveness, and people-pleasing. I want the real you, not the safe you that I put at ease, that's not a real person. And I want to put the real me out there for other people to find. But I just want to be, even when it doesn't have anything to do with other people. Even when I'm just walking down the street, I want to be sitting in the seat of that person, not the fake, shell Darth Vader version, construct, persona, as Alan Watts puts it. So this is going to be a forum for working on that, and a practice for putting an unguarded caretaking. But not people-pleasing, artfully version of myself forward. Just no version. I guess I make ceramics. Narcaeology is about shards, but I make stuff now. I don't just glue together people's pieces from the past. I can learn from them and then make my own stuff. That's pretty much me. I think that's enough of an information. That's enough of an information. I think that's enough information for an introduction. Did I say this was going to be concise, or did I say this was going to be an attempt at concise? I hope I said attempt. That would be self-knowledge right there. Okay. Hope good stuff happens today for you.